All right, everyone. I know we've been seeing all these posts about what are the top four cities in the United States. And although I've been seeing a bunch of random cities on that list, such as Shreveport, Louisiana, as a city nerd myself, I'm going to come here and share my opinion that absolutely no one asked for. And yes, that is me in the background. Now, the first three cities are given, non negotiable, no argument needed, but I'm still going to share them. Number one, New York City, New York. This one is probably the biggest no brainer. No argument needed. Go argue with the wall. New York City is number one. With New York City being the financial capital of the United States and one of the financial capital cities in the world, New York is the home of Wall Street or New York's stock exchange, and with over 500 headquarters for companies being located in New York City. New York City also having a strong presence in tourism, international trade, and real estate. You could say New York is like the dad of American cities. Number two, Los Angeles, California, also known as LA. Just like New York, this is also a no-brainer. Los Angeles also being a very, very strong financial hub, not just LA, but the whole state of California. Fun fact, if California was its own country, it would have the fourth largest economy in the world. Also, LA being a very strong cultural and immigration hub for many Central and South Americans, Pacific Islanders, and Asians. And LA has a very strong film industry given that they are the home of Hollywood. LA is kind of like the mom of US cities. And number three, Chicago, Illinois. Chicago also being a very, very strong economical hub are big in industries such as manufacturing, meatpacking, grain trade, engineering, finance, insurance, and logistics. Chicago also has a very strong cultural influence and a very strong immigration hub with people coming from continents such as Asia, Africa, Europe, South America, and so on and so on. In my opinion, Chicago being the home and inventors of skyscrapers, in my opinion, Chicago has the best skyline in the whole country. I love NYC, beautiful skyline. I was in Hoboken the last week. It was beautiful, but something about that Chicago skyline seems hopeful. But I don't know. Now, those are the top three cities in the United States. In my opinion, or fact, it doesn't really matter. But the one thing people can't really agree on is who's in fourth. And I'm here to present a couple of cases so y'all, notably me, can decide. Case number one, Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, I do not have a shirt or a hat that represents D.C., but I have this cool little poster. Now, Washington is the political capital of United States and probably one of the biggest political capitals in the world, given that a lot of global decisions are made in Washington, D.C. Now, with Washington, D.C. being the political capital of the United States, they're the home of a lot of the major political government buildings and branches, such as the White House, Capitol Hill, and the Pentagon. DC also being a very big financial hub and very culturally diverse, with them also being a hub for a lot of immigrants as well. DC is like that really rich uncle, but he's super corporate. But when he turns up to have a good time, he can turn up and have a good time. But 95% of the time, he's wearing like a button down, some dress pants, and for some reason always has on a black trench coat. I don't know what it is about people in DC in black trench coats. That just makes sense. Maybe that's just me watching too much Designated Survivor. Who knows? Case number two, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, also known as Philly. Now, Philly has a very, very special place in my heart. Many people may know Philadelphia as the home for American independence, the early US capital before it was DC, or various things such as their research and education and their economical hub as well. But me personally, I know Philadelphia as the home of the 12 O'Clock Boys, Tangers, Top Rockers, and Liberia. If you know, you know. Believe it or not, Philadelphia also has a very big cultural influence on the country as well, with their cheesesteaks, early hip hop movements, such as boom bap and other artists to come out there, American Bandstand, and soul. And although I love Philly so much, you can kind of say it's the city of almost. And I'm really referring to the 76ers. Almost had it with Ben Simmons, almost had it with Joel Embiid, but hey, go Birds. Y'all doing y'all's thing. Now for case number 3, Miami. Y'all have no idea how hard it was to find Miami gear. I had this hat in like 5th grade, and I'm surprised it's even still here. But hey, whatever works, works. Now, many of y'all may ask, what is in Miami besides hotel resorts, fast, fancy cars, plastic surgery, and I don't know what y'all think of Miami. But Miami is very, very important to the US. Miami is what connects us from USA to Latin America and the Caribbean. The Port of Miami, being one of the most busiest ports in the country, is significant for a lot of cargo, containers, and cruises, being the cruise capital of USA. And Miami is super huge on culture, especially Latin American and Caribbean culture. It's definitely one of those cities where if you don't know a lick of English, you're going to do just fine. Miami is a big hub and cultural enclave for Haitians, Bahamians, Cubans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, Venezuelans, Colombians, Puerto Ricans, and a whole lot more. Even within Miami, you can see small cultural enclaves as neighborhoods in the city, such as Little Cuba, Little Haiti. You can probably find a Little Brazil, or is that in Orlando? It doesn't matter. They're still there. And various other cultural enclaves there as well. And finally, case number 4. This one might be controversial, but hear me out. Atlanta, Georgia. Unfortunately and surprisingly, I live 2 hours away from Atlanta and I have no gear, no hat, no shirt, no nothing from Atlanta that says anything about Atlanta. But people say I look like Andre 3000, and I think that is the best representation of Atlanta. So that's what we got. Now, Atlanta can be considered as the transportation capital of the world, given that the Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, located in Atlanta, Georgia, is the busiest airport in the world. I used to go there all the time. I still do, and I never noticed it. But it was 2 a.m. one night, and their communications were down, and you can see the busyness. Very busy airport. Also, Atlanta is very big on business, given that they are the home of the headquarters of the Coca-Cola factory, CNN, Delta Airlines, UPS, Home Depot, and much more. And me being from the South, Atlanta does have a very, very huge significance in the civil rights movement back in the 50s and 60s, also being the birthplace of Martin Luther King Jr. Also, we can't talk about Atlanta and forget to mention their huge cultural influence, not just to the United States of America, but also to the world, given that a lot of your favorite artists, rappers, R&B singers are from Atlanta, such as Future, Young Thug, Gunna, R.I.P., Lil Keed, Outkast, Andre 3000, Big Boy, Playboi Carti, and Atlanta's president, Lil Baby. Now, I'm not making a case about Atlanta because of what Atlanta was in the past. I'm making a case of Atlanta because of what Atlanta is now, what they have become, and what Atlanta will be in the future. In 2018, Metro Atlanta, with that being the downtown area and the urban areas around it, the population was about 5.5 million. Now in 2025, it is projected to jump up to 6.2 million. Atlanta's population has been on a constant incline ever since, with Atlanta receiving nicknames such as the New York of the South, with a lot of influencers and celebrities moving down there and relocating down there. But also, Atlanta has been receiving the name the LA of the South, with their very fast growing film industry. Shows such as ATL, or Atlanta, the one with Donald Glover in, and shows such as Raising Dion, which is based in Atlanta. And just like the other cities on this list, Atlanta has become a very big hub for immigrants and people from different nationalities as well. Now, those are the top 3 cities, in my opinion, of course, with the other cases. And with the other cases, I'm going to go with DC in 4th place. It just makes so much sense. Now, some people might throw in Houston in there, and I would get why you say the other ones, but in my opinion, it's New York, LA, Chicago, and DC. But tell me what you think. Thank you.